Dan.
Dave.
There's a second microphone right here because we were going to record in person a while ago, but we didn't.
We did not. Yeah,
No.
we bailed on that.
Apex Adjacent, Automotive Podcast. You and me, buddy.
Yes, I am coming to you from this lovely hotel room in New Orleans because here's what I like to do. I like to go I like to go to a place the day after the most famous, that the city is most famous for, right?
Yes. Yeah. Has Mardi Gras wrapped?
Mardi Gras was yesterday. And so this evening, that's what you want to do. You want to, because then you get the cheap hotel rooms.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that pesky, things to do. Everybody's hungover and miserable.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what you want to do. It's true. That's what you want to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done. Way to book a staycation for yourself. You're just getting served the saddest crawfish Benedict in the world. Yeah. I
have a real talent for booking trips to New Orleans just at the wrong, the perfectly wrong time.
Honestly, you in New Orleans. Yeah.
We have a real relationship, me and the city.
Uh-huh.
Not always been great, but I really legitimately love New Orleans a lot.
It's one of the best cities in America. Yeah,
I think it should be regarded as a world-class food city.
Oh, hands down.
And culture city, it should be our crowning cultural achievement in the U.S. But we think of New York as that. I think it should be this. Anyway, we've had some rough patches, me in New Orleans. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was here twice in 6 weeks, and both times I was here during crazy huge football games, of which I did not give a shit. It was at the national championship game, and then I came back, and it was it wasn't the Super Bowl, but it was something like that crazy like that. Where
the
whole city was shut down.
Sure.
Or overrun with football fans.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, and there's other ones that we won't go into now because we don't have 5 hours.
Well, what I would like you to reflect on is I would like you to reflect on the variety of vehicles that you have interacted with and have brought you into the city in the past. Yeah. What was the first vehicle that you were driving when you came into New Orleans for the first time in your life?
Oh, it wasn't what you're thinking. It was a rent. It would have been a rental car. I think if I remember right, it would have been a Chevy Cobalt. Or what would it have been back then?
Give me an approximate year.
2004.
It was 1,000% a rental Chevy Cobalt in white, base model, 4-door.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
2006.
2003. Okay. Was my first trip in New Orleans.
Then it was either that or a Chevy Cavalier that was aging. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was something like that.
Okay.
And then I returned a few years later in a Deuce and a Half.
You did. Yep. Yeah. Right.
Then I drove to Oklahoma City. In one hit, we drove.
Wow.
From Oklahoma City to New Orleans in a Deuce and a Half. It took us from the time we were called in to pack up to rolling into the airport was 60 hours.
Wow. And you did not sleep a wink that entire time.
I slept a little bit in the wrong lane while I was driving. Wake up a couple of times in the wrong lane.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a thing that happened.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that is an insane time in everyone's lives, right? Wow.
Yeah. The time in everyone's life when they drive a Deuce and a Half, 60 hours.
Yes.
That classic trope.
Exactly.
that spring break that we all had.
Right, exactly. That summer we enjoyed Mike Myers and Kanye West on television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so
I did.
oh,
So I drove here from northern Mississippi today, and I passed a billboard that had a remembrance for Hurricane Katrina 20 years ago, and I was like, "You motherfuckers, counting time accurately? How dare you?"
yes, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry that somebody decided to turn you into a pillar of ash.
I know, right?
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah. I never like was impacted by my own age ticking up, but it's always like when you hear like somebody else is a certain age, you're like, "Oh, did you know so and so's 40 now?" And you're like, "Motherfucker."
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the car that brought you into the city today to put a bow on it?
Today, I had a Nissan Rogue.
What? Why? Who did this to you?
Well, here's what happened: is I flew into a very small airport in northern Minnesota, Mississippi, and it was like normally, as a man of status, I can just waltz into the thing and grab a car and then go, right? Like that's the whole thing. But at these smaller airports, you still got to go to the counter, right? So you go to the counter and whatever.
We don't have your big city fast pass here.
Right. And so I'm at the counter and I was like, oh, the line's short. I'm only like one person ahead of me. There's like people at the counter, but so I'm like, there's two people deep this line. I was there for like 25 minutes. I bought concert tickets, like in line, because like they were just chatting. People of the South.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's move it along. I know you guys are friendly, but some of us have places to be.
Right.
I needed to be reminded of my own mortality. I needed And so by the time I got up there, I was so like determined that I was not going to make small talk. That I was like, let's be efficient and quick. And then she handed me the keys and I was like, I'm really being tested now. Because now if I ask to change, now I'm doing the thing that I was upset with everyone else for doing.
Oh, so buddy.
I drove the Rogue, and I can confirm that it's still terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it's better. It's better than the last time we drove one, which was a couple years ago.
Yeah, maybe 5 years ago. Yeah.
But not much. Not much.
Besides subjecting yourself to a Nissan Rogue, which I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, and and we never realize like how fast paced we are as people until we're until we go to the South. Because I don't picture you as somebody who's wound tight. You are efficient, but you're not like, I would say you're East Coast adjacent, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In appreciating conversational efficiency, operational excellence, right?
Here's where you're wrong. Is that I am wound tight. I'm just seething on the inside. I'm just good at masking that for everybody else. I'm very irritated by every bit of small talk I've ever done in my life.
You're mad at me right now.
At some point, I'm going to let you know 10 years in.
Yeah, that's when you break it to me, 10 years in? Okay, nice.
But I don't care for it. No. Yeah. But yeah, I want to get transactions complete.
Right.
Quickly.
Yeah. I think when we had Peter Holderith on the show, who I feel like is probably the person who brought the most East Coast energy to our show, you were like in a warm bowl of soup. Like you were like, yes, this is happening and I am here for it. Yeah.
It was a little bit of we needed a little bit of that because we're very good at getting nice people. And Peter's very nice, but classic Midwest nice.
Right.
I think people show. And it was nice to have a little bit of ruthlessness.
East Coast energy, man. Yeah.
The best. I
Right?
love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, you and I have seen a lot of each other this week, so I'm sorry. But even though you're in New
No, it's
Orleans,
great. Yeah, speaking of the sands of time, we should probably discuss what we were doing over the weekend.
yeah. Yeah. Ian, it's the
Our,
end of an era.
it is. I'm gonna pour one out in my
Yeah.
hotel room.
That's the
For
least concerning substance that's ever been poured on that rug has ever been exposed to.
true.
Uh-huh.
But we should pour one out for our favorite cart place in Denver, closed quite suddenly um, due to some sort of real estate issue. I don't know. But Podium karting in Denver closed. They had their last day this weekend. Fortunately, we were able to go. I brought Nico, and so he got to do some of the youth karting, and then we both, you and I, got to do some races after that. And there was one race that I was in, and you were. Oh, I didn't see that.
That's their website today. Yeah.
But I was able to do a heat that you weren't in, and you gave Nico your helmet, and he was able to talk to me during my. And I will say, it was just a constant stream of talking.
Yeah.
I don't think he took a breath the entire time.
He's learned that Kenny G alto sax circular breathing.
Yes, it was impressive.
So what kind of facts or what kind of information was your newly appointed crew chief giving you during the race?
Some of it was hard to, because I was concentrating, so I would kind of come in and out of being able to understand what he was saying. But he was mostly relaying times to me, so he was like telling me everybody's times.
Okay.
As they were crossing, and like telling me if I was catching somebody, and just all sorts of stuff. Like if somebody else had a crash, he told me about that.
Okay.
It was pretty crazy. I will say, while we were there, we saw a couple things happen.
Yeah.
It was almost like the universe decided, like, we got a little limited amount of time. We got to get some crazy shit in before this place closes.
Right.
We saw somebody go underneath one of the barriers.
Yeah.
Hit the barrier so hard and dead on that they went underneath it.
Yeah.
I had never seen before.
No, I'm going to pull up a picture of the barrier so that people can like see what they look like. But essentially, yeah. So these are giant plastic tubes, maybe like 8 or 10 inch plastic tubes. Mm-hmm. And they have some of them are anchored in the concrete, right? I think, but they have a ratchet strap holding the wall in place, right? And so that like there's some tension and some give on it. If your cart was to hit it, you kind of like, for these ones in the middle here, like you hit and kind of bounce back, right?
Yeah.
It absorbs some energy for safety. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
But yeah, someone drove in a place where I don't know what they were doing or how they managed it, but just managed to hit it straight on and got the nose of the cart underneath the barrier. And fortunately, everyone was okay. But it was honestly impressive. I've never seen that before.
No, I was trying to think of when I first went there. I mean, it had to be around 2008 or before that. And I have never seen that ever.
Crazy.
Right?
And then it was the heat that I was talking to Nico on.
Uh-huh.
See if you can find a picture with the pit in.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I know what we're going to talk about. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. Here we go. This will do it. Yeah. Let's see. Can we look at the slideshow here? Yeah. Open image in new tab. Okay. Here you go. Yeah. We'll zoom in here. Zoom.
So, okay. So I was coming around in these S's on the bottom part of this diagram here.
Yeah.
And this is where you guys were standing. You can show the people where you guys
Yeah.
were standing.
There's like some
negative.
metal picnic tables and stuff like right in this area here.
Yes. And I was going around that corner and I was catching. This is always a really awkward place to catch people because around the flag stand here, around this like this tight left-hander right in front of the pit, basically what is essentially onto the pit straight, you could say, it's a pinch point, and like it's always a cluster when you catch people there. So what I end up doing when I catch people there is I go around the outside of the flag stand there, because then I'm on the inside for the next,
right,
and you can really kind of like dive bomb through there, and then you're really well set up for the hairpin. So I was catching two people who were like squabbling, and they were squabbling on the inside. So I was like, perfect. I'm going to go right around the outside of the flag stand, and they're just fighting each other, and I don't think they know I'm here. Well, one of them, the person on the inside, hit the person that I was passing around on the outside hard enough that they bumped into me hard enough to where I had nowhere to go but the pit entry. I had a choice of because there's like a pylon that's like
this pylon like right here, right?
Right, because that in real life that like extends out straight at you. And so like I would have it was either I hit that straight on, or go into the pits. So like I got yeeted into the pits. And normally you only go in there during a race if like there's something wrong with your kart. And so like the guy was like, first of all, I came in real hot. I was like going real fast, and he was like, whoa, slow down, because he didn't see what happened.
Right.
And he was like, what's wrong with your kart? And I was like, I was sent here. Like I didn't want to be here. I promise I don't want to be here. Like I got hit and I had nowhere to go. I was trying to explain. It's hard to explain that when you're like in the heat of the moment and you have a helmet on.
Right.
And the person is confused.
Yeah. They're used to hearing one thing when people pull in there. Right. And the fact that you're giving them anything other than that one thing that they're used to hearing in that spot. Yeah. It's just, so much added up against you for not being able to communicate what was going on.
Yeah. So finally they like pushed me back out and let me go out. But like, I've never seen that happen before. That was crazy. Yeah,
because I think Nico and I noticed that all of a sudden you had a 56-second lap.
Right. And it happened, was crazy that you didn't see it because that was right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like it was right next to you guys.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
It was weird. Anyway.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I've never had that happen.
No.
Right?
And now we never will.
Now we never will. We never will. Yeah. You know what? So I do want to give a shout out to everyone that we have come across, because when it was Unser and, now Podium, we've met some great people. We've had some amazing karting laps. We've been able to share like time at this place with some incredible friends of ours. You and I have had so much goof around fun there that it's not even funny. Right?
Yeah.
And we've had truly genuine times, like the genuinely good times. The employees have consistently been great to us. We've even gotten some of them to race laps with us. Like if we're there towards the end of the day and like nobody else is there, we would ask the employees if they wanted to take a heat with us. Sometimes they'd be able to, sometimes they wouldn't, but like that was our approach. Like, we had been there so long, not only did we do a live show, but we were in their training materials, not as examples of what not to do, but one of our old team clear coat stickers was on the person's helmet in the training materials, like showing where to go. Like one of the pictures in the PowerPoint that they show every single person that goes there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we just need to infiltrate the other kart places in Denver, so that way we can mark that as well.
We were a part of that place. I truly feel like we were a part of that place. And Ian, we had an idea when we were about to leave for the last time. We saw some people getting something, and so we asked if we could have a cart tire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
really-
and if the employees would sign it.
Then you got one, right?
Ian, you haven't seen this yet. Here's the tire, and here's the employee signatures.
Awesome.
Right? Yeah, we've got
amazing.
Elia and Noah, King Brutus, I think is their marketing manager. Yeah. We've got
That's really cool.
right? Yeah.
I do like you picked the most flat spotted,
Yes.
beat up tire possible, which is very fitting.
Yes, you were there for that part. Yeah, at first they were like, "We want to find you a good one." I was like, "No, I want that one." Like, yeah, right? Oh, Derek, yeah, Jasmine, Caleb, yeah, man,
That's
Rachel,
really cool looking.
yeah, Caitlin, Laya, so great. Yeah, so like this is on my office wall, right? Like I already have a nail in the wall and it is hung up. Like this is staying on the office wall, man.
That's really cool.
And
I like that.
I want to tell you, Ian, that you and I are planning something for our 500th episode.
Mm-hmm.
We want to have people there with us when we record it. That's all the details we can really give at this point. But I will say that I am going to have one of my tires from autocross from last season, one of the completely cooked tires. And I want everyone who attends to sign it, and I'm going to hang it on the garage wall.
I like that. That's a great idea.
Thanks. Yeah. If we have any guests in person in the future, I have a tire set aside for them as well, and we'll keep an ongoing guest tire signature tire, and that'll be on the garage wall as well.
Yeah. And any remote guests, we're going to ship the tire to you.
Yes. Yes, at their cost. Since when does anybody do cash on delivery? That wasn't something since like 83. Yeah. So, yeah, pour one out, man. Pour one on that mysterious carpet in your hotel room for Podium karting for Unser. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like when they changed their name to Podium, we were all still like, we're still going to call it Unser. We made a collective.
This one.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, end of an era, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have other things that I brought.
Yeah.
You want to look at those, or
I would love to. Well, I know there's one on here that I know what this is, and I don't want to look at it, but we're going to look at it. Because even in I was telling Chris earlier today on the Lemons team about, my news blackout, and I was telling him about Ian, you have a very good sense for like what news-ish thing you can send me that won't send me into a mental death spiral, like Elon's insanely shitty computer build, right? Yeah. The thing that I wish I would have said was like, shitty build quality? You don't say. Right?
Lack of attention to detail, really.
Yeah. But this one somehow made its way to me. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull up the link. Yeah. Oh boy, they strike again, Ian. Here you go. Blue sky. Oh God, post not found.
Oh no.
But I know what you're talking about because our buddy Mark sent it to us as well.
Oh really? That's hilarious. So a million years ago on this show, we had a bit about the Swiss tuning company Mansory. And we said that actually the proper way to pronounce this is man sorry. And they have struck again. They have a real knack for taking already vulgar cars and making them horrendous.
Yeah.
And right now there is no more vulgar of a car than the Cybertruck.
Right.
And they managed to make it even worse. It's way more vulgar and obscene than the original Cybertruck. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to even think of an analogy for that.
Okay.
You know, like it would be like making a Pontiac Aztec uglier, or making a Citroen 2CV slower. You know,
Right.
like you can't out vulgar the Cybertruck, but they've gone and done it.
Right. Right. Yes.
Their scientists were so busy asking whether they could.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, you take a foundational element of a vehicle that nobody likes. It's like if you somehow made the Nissan Rogue worse.
Right.
But in the way that a Nissan Rogue is worse, you make it worse in that way.
Yeah.
Right? So, man, sorry, made the Cybertruck look fucking horrible.
I will say, credit where it's due. I do kind of like those wheels. They're like, and wheels, those kind of work on
it. Everything else is horrible, including the car itself. But if you take those wheels and you put them on any other car, sure. Yeah. But
I do kind of like the wheels.
Dude,
this company is European because it's so vulgar and over the top.
Yes.
This screams an American crypto pro.
Yeah, either that or like the crazy like wannabe opulence of like a fallen Eastern European empire, right? Like when TVR was at their most TVRE, like and then like compound that by 20, right? Yeah.
It looks like something that someone from the Habsburg family would drive after they had been in like Russian witness protection program.
Yes. Yes.
Like the tracksuit that the person is wearing when they're driving this.
Yeah.
Is spectacular.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just like the Adidas 3 stripes. The entire thing is like 3 stripes. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just Adidas. Yeah. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like if you need to distract people from how shitty your build quality is by bolting this shit onto it, like, man. Yeah. Like, because here's the thing. I still see the different tones of the sheet metal. I still see lines that don't line up. Like, yeah. Did you know that they're a Swiss company, Mansory?
I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, Swiss. Yeah. The other thing that I think is really funny is that like they chose to photograph this or Photoshop it into or whatever this like brick wall, which is the same. It's the same as the car.
Right. You're looking for contrast. You're looking for visual differences. You're looking for something to stand out. No, this is on purpose, Ian, because if this was shot against any other color, you would notice the car more. That's why they did it.
Yeah. You're right.
The simplest explanation, like let's Occam's razor this thing, right? The simplest explanation is the most likely. Yes, they want
looking at it and seeing things I don't like.
Yeah, they want anybody with less than perfect 20/20 vision to just think it's fine.
Right.
Yeah. Oh God, I zoomed in. This looks like the worst remote control car your kid has ever bought. Like this is like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And here's the thing. So I like this YouTuber guy named Matt Armstrong. We've talked about him before on the show. He's a British BMX dude. Okay. That like, rebuilds crashed cars, and
Right.
he bought a soccer player. I know this is not an F1 driver. It's a soccer player, football player. Marcus Rashford's crashed Rolls-Royce Wraith Mansory edition.
Oh,
Okay, so let me pull this up here. Marcus Rashford, here we go. Rolls-Royce, yeah. He crashed it with less than 1,000 miles on it.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
And Matt, here's the car. Matt Armstrong bought this and rebuilt it. Okay. When he rebuilt it, he properly got all the Mansory bits, because there's tons of like forged carbon on it. Okay.
Yep.
And like properly rebuilt it. He took it to Mansory for them to inspect it. And the guy took the wheels that Matt had on it and put these Mansory wheels on it without telling him. He was so fucking pissed that the wheels were different than what he wanted them to be. The head of Mansory, I don't know the guy's name, Mr. Mansory, took this guy's wheels that he had custom made by Wheelmania in the UK and put Mansory wheels on the car and did not give the wheels back. He either didn't give them back, or they found them in a trash bin in the back, something like that. Like,
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. On top of that, do you know how Mansory affixes this stuff to the car?
Hopes and dreams and glue? What?
It is Tiger Seal. It is basically panel bond. They panel bond all of this shit to the car. Yeah. It's
how you do carbon fiber anyway? Isn't it all bonded?
You can, I mean, maybe, but like the entire car seems like it's made of panel bond after Mansory gets their hands on it. They were peeling back so much stuff, and it was like panel bond. Like, it was nuts. Yeah, Tiger Seal is the brand. So basically, there's a bunch of guys at Mansory with forged carbon fiber bits. We'll get to the price of those bits in a minute. Right? Laying in wait while dudes with caulk guns full of Tiger Seal are just laying beads on the car. And these guys are just like sticking stuff. That is seriously what's happening. Okay. Yeah. So let's pull up the picture here. Right. I have way more knowledge about Mansory than I ever did, but I was like train wreck watching these episodes that Matt would put up about like how fucked up the Mansory stuff is. Right. Okay. So you see this little like backwards, or this number 3 forged carbon fiber fake winglet thing, because it doesn't go anywhere. It's just stuck on there, right?
Yeah.
That piece of forged carbon fiber was, I think, 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, it's Pep Boys accessories for people with money.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That didn't include the little rectangle in the middle of that 3. Yeah. So like for all of the stuff that he was rebuilding, it was like that and that and that and that. Oh, but that doesn't include that, and that's that much more? Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Right? Yeah. I mean, this is one of the least egregious things that they've ever done, this rules.
I would agree.
Right?
I would agree.
It's not horrible, right? But it's not great. Yeah.
No.
But anyway, yeah. So, Mansory, man.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. And they have a different name for the Cybertruck. Tell everyone what it is.
Oh, I hadn't even realized that. Oh, my God. Elongation. Of course. Mansory is a fan of Elon. Of course they are.
Right.
Oh, they're just like grifters. Just like they glom onto each other. They just like they recognize game. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man. Like, yeah.
Disgusting. Get it out of my sight.
Closing tab. Ian. Oh God, that's so bad. It's so
Oh.
bad.
Well, I have also, so the rest of what I brought was also sort of Cybertruck related, because
Oh, okay.
there is, so if you look at the car stanza in the news, so I saw,
Okay.
and you can bring up that, it's up to you, dealer choice. So bring up the car stanza that I saw first, I guess, because that's in the current show folder. The
Okay. Let me pull it up. Okay. All
But
right.
basically, I was walking with my wife to lunch a few like last week, and we saw this car, and I stopped to take a picture of it because it's wild. It's a wild car stanza, and I. And she was like, "Why are you taking it?" So I explained to her why I was taking pictures. She's like, "Oh, well, I saw a news story about that," and so she pointed me at this news story. But the car is. Have you found it yet?
Is it? I don't know. What's the name of the file?
I think it's
Oh, yes. Kia TT.
Kia TT.
Okay. All right. Here we
That was number
go.
one.
Oh boy. Oh no. Okay. So it's an
Yeah.
old beat up Kia with an Audi logo on the front of it.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
boy. Oh boy.
It
Okay.
look. It's meant to look like a TT, I think, from the
Yeah.
front, but they did nothing to the back
No.
whatsoever. It still says Kia Rio on it. Uh, but I thought that was a fairly good effort, because
Okay.
I bet people walk by that without thinking twice about
Yes. Yes.
it. Right?
And did you say your Jenny saw something about this in the news or?
Not about this, but we saw this car
Ah,
together. I
okay.
stopped to take a picture of it and explained, like, oh, this is not an Audi, right? And
Yes.
and then she was like, oh well, I saw this news story, which is the link in the in the talk about there, about people trying to disguise their Teslas.
Ah,
And
yes.
so there is a big thing now, because Elon is so unpopular, where people are getting a lot of hate for owning Cybertrucks specifically,
Yeah.
and so people are doing all sorts of weird shit to, like, I've seen pictures of like Model Ys with Mazda badges,
Mm-hmm.
because if you squint, it kind of looks like a CX-3 or any other
Yeah.
around the market. But this one, the Cybertruck with Toyota put up, it's really
Uh-huh. Yeah.
fun. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I do think that there are a, I would even say, a plurality of Cybertruck owners are insufferable douchebags.
Correct.
However, I do think we have to remember that orders opened up for that car in 2019.
Right.
So it is entirely possible that you're a well-meaning doofus, right?
Right. Yes.
You're a sweethearted early adopter doofus,
Right.
and you got duped into putting a deposit down, and then you saw it through, and then you realized, oh God, now Elon is a fucking Nazi, and I'm stuck with this car that I can't sell.
Right.
And there's a clause in my thing that says I can't resell it after, whatever, and no one's gonna buy it anyway. I feel bad. I feel genuinely bad for that small cohort of people.
Yeah. Yeah. But
But but but
yeah. I was thinking those kinds of people as like when you see Steve Wozniak interacting with the public, right? Like, and doing just
right.
super nerdy Wozniak shit, right? Like handing out titanium laser cut business cards and, like doing what he does, right? Like, I picture like a Wozniak ish nerd, like in spirit, being the person that did that 2019 pre order, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, what was one of the things? Like, it wasn't going to have a brake pedal. Remember that?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like them being hooked by that kind of stuff, right? Like as much as like I think one of the wonderful things about you, I think, is that you are so intrigued by the idea of a thing, right? Like the way that you were intrigued about the idea of the Saab Turbo X, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like this person doesn't have the ability to ever come back from it, like to square the reality and the idea like you had the ability to do, right? You know, this person they do not have it. They just live in that idea, and that is the pocket protector Professor Fink that I saw, that I think is the pre-orderer of 2019 Cybertruck that is dealing with you're right, they're disguising him. People have stickers that say, I bought this before we knew he was a fucking Nazi, and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Right. Yeah. You know, the alternative is something that our buddy Mark sent us, is that you could disguise your Cybertruck as a trash dumpster and let raccoons try to break into it. Yeah, there's a thing going around on the internet. I don't know how true it is, but that some Cybertrucks are getting broken into because raccoons are mistaking them for trash dumpsters. Yeah.
That's really funny.
I mean, they're not wrong.
No.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, if you leave food in anything,
True. Right? And it's not like that tonneau is really keeping the elements out like they think it is, right?
Well, apparently not. Oh my God. Is it like chewed?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Another thing that you can do, not if you own a Cybertruck, but if you own a thing and you want to like stanza it, do what our buddy Eric did. He has a very specific vacuum cleaner called the Stratos from Shark. Yeah.
It's a Lancia Stratos vacuum cleaner. That's amazing.
Yeah. So thank you, Eric. He said, I present to you the Vac Stanza. Yeah.
That's great.
Right? Yeah. If you had a Cybertruck, Ian, right now and you could not sell it, what would you do?
Oh man. I don't know, burn it for warmth.
Would you?
No, I don't know. I to be honest, like I do feel bad for that small portion of the Cybertruck owners who are just like I think we all know people, especially in tech, who are like oblivious to the world and the way that they're perceived in it and everything else.
Yeah.
And genuinely don't know anything about politics,
Right.
and are just super early adopters of everything, and stereotypically, these are men without a lot of style sense as well. And so they just saw something that looked different. And so they were like, let's do it. They hopped on fedoras for a little while in the mid 2000s, mistakes were made is what I'm saying.
Yes.
There's toe shoes. There are many toed shoes.
Yes. There are the Vibram
inside of Cybertrucks right now.
Yes, there are absolutely those toe shoes. Yes. Right? Just who from Silicon Valley, like the TV show, would have bought the Cybertruck?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, because multiple characters would have had this.
But they would have had it for different reasons, right?
They would have had it for different reasons and done different things to it.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Because I think, I mean, Ehrlich, TJ Miller's character, obviously would have had a Cybertruck.
Yes.
Because he would have and he also would have been very upset by all of the hate that he got.
Yes.
When he was moving around, because he would have thought oh, this is what I need to do to show. That would have been a great actual Silicon Valley storyline, is that he buys a Cybertruck to try to elevate his status.
Right.
And then ends up getting just eggs thrown at it constantly.
Right. It has an Aviato wrap on it. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think Martin Starr's character would have probably also gotten one at the same time. Reveled in everyone's hate.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
right? He would have done the black wrap on it,
Yes.
like the blackout wrap with the light bar.
Yeah. He wants it because he pictures it in hard sci-fi, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gavin Belson's getting one, but like there's something really weird about it that makes it somehow he gets the Mansory version.
Or the armored version.
There you
He like
go.
he gets
Yeah.
the armored up version. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, half the castle.
Yeah. Yeah. So nice. I like that. I like that. I hate the Cybertruck. I hate the Mansory Cybertruck, but I love this
what
as a
happened
plot
was
line.
they would have all had to buy their the reservations from Big Head, who had accidentally reserved 10 of them, and then made
exactly right. He would have hit the add to cart thing a bunch of times because he forgot, like was back on the toilet and thinking about what to do on his phone while he's pooping and pre-ordered the Cybertruck, and then
yeah, and then he sold them all for a bunch of money, and then they all bought them, and then couldn't resell them when the values tanked, and yeah.
That's exactly what Big Ed would have done. That's so good. Oh my God. I'm sorry if you didn't watch Silicon Valley, everyone, but now you can watch it and think about who's going to buy a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dinesh and Guilfoyle absolutely had a Tesla line, a plot line in the show.
They did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's really good. There's your spec script, Ian. Oh my God. Yeah. That's so good. Okay. I'm going to be thinking about that for the rest of the week. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Ian, what else do you want to talk about, buddy?
Well, I have an album.
Okay.
But what else? Sorry. I only have so many tabs available. I'm on a single screen.
Oh, ugh. Okay.
The worst. Let's get an update on the Ultimate situation.
Yes. I do believe I did give an update in a previous episode that our buddy Eric survived the Ultimate Landau encounter. Yeah. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Because we determined that the only way that an Ultima could have a Landau cover on it is that it had crashed into a car that had a Landau previously.
Right. Yes, it's like Kirby, but vehicles. Right. It had to inhale a Landau. Yeah, and then hit Y? I can't remember.
Yeah. That's
Uh-huh. Yeah. So there you go. Okay.
Well, I want to do an album of the week then.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
So this week is a big week. I don't know if everyone else realizes this, but a big thing happened this week in my world. Anyway, for me, it was a big day Monday. One of my favorite bands of all time, which has been broken up for 20 years, they surprise announce a reunion tour, and they're actually coming to Denver. I'm very excited. The Beta Band is getting back together for a tour. It turns out the reason they broke up in the first place, they were very bankrupt. They owed their label over £1 million because they just spent it all on cool music videos and shit they wanted to do. Because they were like 20 years old.
Yeah, and also the music industry preys on that exact person.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, their band went bankrupt in like 2004. So we're gonna do. I can't remember. I had recommended we'll do the 3 EPs by the Beta Band.
Okay.
Which is a collection of 3 EPs, but it was the first things that they did, and they're amazing. You might know the song "Dry the Rain" from High Fidelity.
Yeah.
But the rest of this is really great as well. I spent like 10 years hunting down the original pressings of these because they were like 500 copies a piece, only for them to be reissued about 6 months later. Right?
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah, I am so psyched. They're going to be in Denver in October. I last saw them in 2001, opening for Radiohead.
Oh,
with Kid
wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty ridiculous show. So I am very psyched.
That's awesome, man. Okay. Yeah. Are those the concert tickets you were buying while you were waiting for your rental car?
They sure were.
Okay.
They sure were, because I was on like the artist pre-sale thing, and they went on sale at like a specific time, and I was like, I will not miss this because somebody is chatty in front of me in line.
Right. This would have been the thing that you would have let someone else go in front of you while you were mid-purchase. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. That's awesome, man. I'm really glad you're going to get to see them.
Thank you. Yes, I'm psyched.
Where are they playing in Denver?
They are playing at the Ogden.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
I bought an extra ticket if you're interested. So listen to this and see what you think.
Okay. Yes. And I would like to tell you that after 10 years, Autechra will be playing in Colorado, in Denver, at the Gothic, and I may have an extra ticket for you because
I like we're both going to subject each other to our favorite bands that almost certainly the other person won't like.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to hear the electronic music equivalent of the Grateful Dead, but bleep bloop.
Right.
Then you have a chance, my friend. You have a chance. Yeah. I'm not even sure I'm going to like it. I don't even know if that's how up my own butt I am about Autechra. I don't even know if I like them anymore.
This is like the worst O. Henry story.
Yes.
You know,
yes. And I do like you, Autechra. I do like you, Rob and Tom. Yeah. Yeah, Sean. Yeah. Rob and Sean.
Yeah. But anyway.
Okay. The 3 EPs. Yeah. Yes. Links in. Are they back with a band camp? Do they have a?
Oh, they might be actually.
Yeah.
They kind of like redid all of their like website and all that sort of stuff.
So. Okay. Well, if there's a band camp, we're gonna have it in there. Then we'll get the Apple Music and Spotify links in there too. YouTube description.
Yeah. They're reissuing these 3 EPs again, so you can actually buy them on vinyl again, which is really cool.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
Dave, I'm real sleepy.
Ian, you have been awake a long ass time, my friend. You've almost been awake 24 hours.
Yeah.
Turns
out to get to the East Coast from Denver, you got to wake up real early and deal with people. Again, 5 a.m. I'm putting my foot, guys, we need to come to some sort of agreement. Like, there's no small talk in the airport before, I'm going to say 7 a.m.
Here's what you do, Ian. You go on Etsy and you buy a service dog vest, but for me. And you give me 4 to 5 espressos and put a leash on me. Not in that way, you weirdo, but I'm not going to kink shame. If you like that, that's your thing, that's fine.
That's not what we're talking about.
You put a leash on me.
We're talking about a normal thing where a guy puts a leash on his other guy friend so he can talk to strangers for him. You know, normal shit.
Exactly. I'll be your service ginger. And I will head people off in the past.
I want to see what other people see when they look at my face at 4:30 in the morning and think, yes, this is a person I need to talk to right now.
I think that it's one of those things where the thing that you have in your mind is absolutely not the thing the way that it really looks to other people, right? Like you have like bitch face dysmorphia.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think because I think I have, or I want to have. There's times where I think I'm projecting resting, I will kill you.
Yeah.
And it's clearly not what's happening. I need to practice it. Years. I need to practice looking unapproachable. Unapproachable people, if you're listening to this, give me your tips. What can I do?
Unapproachable people, I'm approaching you and asking for your help. Where are you going?
I'm going to wait until I find I'm going to look around and find the surliest looking person I can find. I'm just going to walk right up to you like, tell me your secrets.
How do you do it?
I need to look like Mac's dad in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I think you just get a face tattoo and get it over with.
Right?
Yeah.
And it just says, bitch, I'll cut you.
But then you're going to find out that like Bace Il Cachu is like some designer brand and like in Italy or something. And 55 people are going to talk to you one morning. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. You got a real come talk to me at 5 a.m. face. Yeah.
I do.
Sorry. So I appreciate you hanging in there. I'm sorry that you had to endure small talk. Yeah.
Me too, Dave. You know, some of us are struggling out here in this economy, in this small talk.
Yes.
Dave, I think we done did a car show.
Yeah.
I'm taking off my socks.
Oh, God. Don't go barefoot on that carpet again.
720-515-1391. Please text us or call us or, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say apexadjacent everywhere else. What were you going to say?
Yeah, if you've car stands in any of your home appliances, send us a pic. 720-515-1391. Yeah.
Everybody, thank you. We love you. Don't talk to me.